It's been nearly half a century since Tulsa has taken a comprehensive look at its zoning code. On the hills of PlanITulsa, the comprehensive plan for the city, leadership launched the process to update the zoning code to match Tulsans' values for today and the vision for tomorrow. Our world is changing at a faster rate. Cities must keep up with the trends to compete for population and economic growth.
The world of municipal government and city building and economic development is a competitive one. And having the right tools in place to accommodate the type of growth and change and character preservation that a place wants is an important package. It's not the only way that the city positions itself. Obviously, infrastructure investment, economic development strategies, and other kinds of more lifestyle considerations and improvements that a city makes are an important part of that bundle.
Working with Kirk Bishop of Duncan Associates, city planners with the 14-person citizen advisory team created a working draft of an updated zoning ordinance. Now it's time for the rest of Tulsa to review the draft and help us improve our code.
Communities that keep their land use and zoning regulations up to date to respond to the changing world and changing demands for lifestyle choice are those that seem to be doing well economically.
Over the next few months, the public will have several opportunities to review the draft, submit questions and ideas online and in group meetings. Feedback will be considered in a plan revision, which will next go to the Tulsa Metropolitan Area Planning Commission for a public hearing. The Planning Commission recommends zoning updates to the Tulsa City Council. Finally, the Council holds a public hearing and calls a vote. These public meetings will be posted on social media, as well as the City of Tulsa and PlanITulsa websites, as they are scheduled.
As we get to this stage, there are going to be lots of ways for people to learn about what we're proposing and to get involved and share their input with us. We'll be using website extensively, as was done in the PlanITulsa process. There'll be multiple ways for people to comment online and ask questions online, and we'll be chronicling all of those comments and questions, and people will be able to see how we've responded to those questions. In addition to the website, of course, there'll be hands-on, more high-touch ways for people to stay involved as opposed to high-tech, and that will mean meeting with various groups.
The city's comprehensive plan, known as PlanITulsa, called for an update to zoning and land development ordinances to focus on a broader range of housing types. It includes walkable, mixed-use neighborhoods that are popular in cities across the country. Leading cities are embracing trends that are dictated largely by young professionals who are looking for a permanent place to call home. A place where they can have an excellent quality of life, make a good salary, and enjoy a lower cost of living. Tulsa is striving to foster ideas and plans that provide neighborhoods within the city limits where people can work, live, and recreate all within just a short distance of their homes. Although Tulsa will modernize its zoning codes for more density, Bishop said residents who do not desire change have nothing to fear.
This is not about changing the zoning map, changing anybody's zoning designation. If you have a certain zoning designation today, you will have it at the end of this process. Changes, if any, to those designations will be highly surgical and technical in nature, and we'll have an opportunity to learn about what those are, whether they're different parking requirements or an allowance of additional uses. Your property will really not be affected. Nobody's going to be upzoned, downzoned, or changed in zoning by way of this process. And by and large, I think as the word gets out and we're able to talk to people and listen to their concerns and comments, we'll be able to explain that this is really focusing on opportunities for potential change in the future, but only after there's a process and public involvement in deciding to use some of the new zoning tools that we've provided in this draft ordinance. Some of these options will be available through rezoning to other districts, so a neighborhood could band together and say, we think there's a classification in this new ordinance that might better fit us, or an investor may look at an area and say, I'd like to change that zoning from commercial to one of these mixed-use classifications.
The new codes will focus on protecting neighborhood character. They should offer new methods for neighborhoods to address items and issues that the base zoning code does not now address. This can be done with minor adjustments to the base zoning contained in overlay districts. For example, Some areas may want to preserve a particular architectural and site design element or feature, such as carports or second buildings. The main elements of the zoning update will include strategies for mixed-use development, parking, and transitions from commercial to residential corridors. The mixed-use zoning districts are one way to permit older existing shopping centers and commercial corridors to transform over time into vibrant, walkable places to live, shop, and do business. This new development can enhance nearby strong neighborhoods.
We have created in this draft ordinance a series of new mixed-use zoning districts that would be an alternative or an option for people who may have commercial zoning now and may be kind of hamstrung by some of the site design requirements or the use restrictions in those districts. These new mixed-use districts, I think, will position themselves well to be potentially placed along what are now thought of as commercial corridors in the city, often lining or backing up against residential neighborhoods that will create a greater sense of vibrancy, and as I talk about that sort of walkable environment.
Throughout the city, and particularly near the urban core, we have proposed important reductions in minimum parking requirements that will make it easier to redevelop and rehab existing commercial properties. Parking can be a significant cost factor in a redevelopment project. We have also found that our 1970s era parking requirements can be excessive, and many cities are functioning very well with less off-street parking.
By reducing minimum parking requirements, we've provided more options for a private landowner or developer or prospective investor, saying, I'm going to provide a little less parking, it'll make this deal work, I don't think it will have negative impacts. On the other hand, they may continue to elect to provide more parking than the ordinance requires, and so we've provided greater flexibility and I think addressed an economic or financial decision that might stimulate some reinvestment in areas.
In areas between commercial corridors and residential neighborhoods, there will be a broader palette of residential building types. Those types include patio homes, pocket neighborhoods, and creation of multi-dwelling building types, where it will be possible to convert an older large residence into 3 or 4 dwelling units, or to build a new building that looks like a large home that contains 3 or 4 dwelling units as well. This is a way to integrate hidden or low-impact density into urban settings and keep our neighborhoods vital without changing their overall character.
To accommodate the type of lifestyles and the type of business opportunities that the marketplace demands, I think will position the city well for the future and secure the long-term economic health and quality of life for citizens.